My friends, we are gathered here today on Weekend War for our final match of the stream, and it is a 3v3 on a new map that I made called Contract of Pain. A sufficiently edgy title for sufficiently edgy players. JK, the players are epic. So, we have Grass Eater in the bottom left area, or what have you, as the Maroon Zerg. There you go. And we have Art of Turtle playing as Protoss. He played random. He is in the bottom left, and this is Art of Turtle, the, what would you say, the Japanese Violet Protoss. There you go. I was trying to remember this color. Shambler is the White Terran, and that is our Team 1. We've got SosijLord up here at the 12 o'clock position. I guess you could call it the 1 o'clock position. He is our, I'm just going to say green, but it's Vine Green, of course. I knew it. Green Zerg. Vine Green Zerg. Raenarill is our Dark Sapphire Terran, and the carry, HitEmUp. He is in the mid-right, and is this Vivid Orange? Vivid Orange. Yes, okay. There you go. I had to think about that one. So, Raenarill's already talking a little bit about how this map works. Shambler's going to go ahead and for a scout. There's a Monument of Sin in the middle of the map, and it is where you can open that up to have an extra passageway in the middle. These side disruptors block these ramps, and they will burn down. So that is fine for now. These atlases also burn down a little bit earlier, and they allow passageways into the top left and the bottom right, which does link back up to where Shambler and SosijLord are. So that's the lay of the land. Got a high ground double base up here in the top right or the bottom left. Double lattice here that Shambler has scouted. The new simulacrum is revealed. Courtesy of Delta Catamus. Very cool. We'll be working on the rendering out a little bit out. Falk Star Pad from Raenarill, indeed. Shambler piping in with the comms. We love to hear it, or see it, read it in this case. And SosijLord has a Hydra's Den already here, and he's also going to be able to drill and kill Shambler's Mason. Well, I say that, but the Vulture will finish the job. That's silly. So they say expect a drop. You can use the Star Pad in different ways. We'll see if that ends up happening. A couple Mavericks guarding the ramp that is the most forward, obvious pathway into where the Shambler is. There is another ramp over here that you can already see Grass Eater is thinking about. He's going to send his Zethra cores, and it looks like he's going to be aiming for SosijLord. There is a ramp that goes directly to him. That's the counter ramp to where these Mavericks were. And they are going to... See, Shambler's going to stim some Mavericks over here. Gotta watch out, though. He loses one. Raenarill's reaction time, not the best. A couple of mines are going to be procced down here, and that might be a big opportunity. Meanwhile, oh boy, SosijLord has almost no workers, and he is getting torn asunder by those Zethra cores. He already was very low eco. Now, he's really going to be feeling the pain. Using his own military, at the very least, to stem the tide. Ow, he says. Zethra cores, he's got 8 of them, kind of still roving about. Oh man, there's a couple of wraiths here, so Grass Eater shouldn't be too effective at dealing with this, but he needs to be. You need to drill those Masons if he can. Hit the stop order on him, so they kind of decollide those Zethra cores and stop him from getting too much damage. Grass Eater being super, super efficient. The Zethra cores getting way more damage than they ought to have done there. That is what, 6 dead Masons? That is big. SosijLord has almost no money in the bank, so it is going to be all down to HitEmUp, who takes his natural. Remember, the side disruptor will burn down. I think it's like around 6 minutes almost. So we're still about a minute or two away from that happening. K-Grint, Gas Cap, Grass Eater just doing his best. Art of Turtle flying in with a bunch of vassals. That is something that HitEmUp can deal with using his idols. But will he be aware of it in the interim? He's actually going to move away from the Monument of Sin that he was just damaging. He might catch the tail end of the vassals. He's got some manifolds out there. Those are not going to deal splash damage. But the Warden is not done yet. He's immediately going to cycle back his units, courtesy of the vassals being revealed. I think this is going to be an unceremonious execution of his workers now. The Warden takes the initial flak. No worker deaths have happened just yet. That's going to change pretty soon, I think, as one of them will go down. But the Cyclops are here to deal with that. Now, really what HitEmUp should do is, send his workers back. His idols are in the position. We've got more Zethra cores on the way. And look at this, SosijLord trying to help out. But really, he needed to defend himself from the follow-up attack from Grass Eater. who is going to descend upon him, and that's probably going to be a wrap for our Vine Green Zerg. Idol's clearing out a lot of the vassals, meanwhile. Good casualties there, but AOT has done the job. The Drollet's kind of running around. They need to survive as best they can, but this is going to knock SosijLord even further back down. Honestly, he doesn't lose as many workers as I thought he would. I thought that was just going to be a knockout punch. No wraiths or anything available here for Raenarill to defend himself easily. Just for Zethicors, shouldn't really be able to get too much damage. They've already killed one Mason, and I like using the Wraiths here instead of... Oh, it still kills a Mason. Instead of using the Cyclops because of the splash damage, right? Single Shambler Maverick found his way up. Yep, the ramp is now open. So I guess it was closer to 5 minutes that it burns down. Only now are the bottom left team even thinking about taking an expansion. Obviously, Shambler has his, but Grass Eater taking his Expo. The Protoss thinking about this bottom left base. I guess he's making Artisans, so there is that. It's Artisan Vassal right now. He's now adding some Idols into the mix to help deal with the Wraiths. It's definitely fair to say that there's a disadvantage for the upper team right now. Depending on where HitEmUp sends this army, we might be able to see him surprise Shambler. If he doesn't go up the ramp, you know, if instead he comes up here and wraps around, that would be a really big move. Does he know that that's an option available to him, though? That's the question. Adds a Matrix there. The Wraiths kind of come in looking for a snack. They don't disrupt the expansion attempt there. Going after one Larvosk, it's not a bad idea, but he does end up losing 3 Wraiths for it. So now only down to 4. It's going to take a lot longer to kill workers, and not really going to be able to do it with the Spraiths anyway. Hydra push going to be earmarked for SosijLord. At least there's plenty of Wraiths here and Cyclops that can help. The Vassal's kind of moving around here, sharking, seeing what they can find. Wraiths confirming nothing in the bottom left. That should help quiet their fears a little bit. They know that they're not so far behind, economically speaking. The Watchdogs are going to clean house over here. Some Vestry add-ons being sighted. No sighting of Shambler's Tier 2. And this Hydra Force is going to be really powerful, but Grass Eater does come right into the Cyclops, right? So this is an opportunity here for the top team to not be bled dry as much as we thought. Only a couple of Iziricars. Shambler saying good job to his team as they are wreaking havoc. The SosijLord is going to try to stand tall over here, but I don't know that it's going to work out too well. His Iziricors are doing really nicely into those Vassals, though. Has to be said. Unfortunately, Raenarill is basically out of workers. Down to 6. His star paths are probably not long for this world, and he doesn't have the greatest bank. HitEmUp trying to put out every fire he possibly can. Shambler's going to come for him before the static defense is ready, it looks like. Although, it is pretty close. He stims up preemptively. If he gets a little bit sidetracked on the workers, they can just be pulled away into safety as the static defense finishes up. But I'm not sure it's going to quite be enough. The Matrix getting focused down immediately. No extra defenses there. And the Mavericks just burst everything down. Things going pretty bad here for our Protoss. Little Iziricor drop. Kind of sabotaging Grass Eater a little bit. I was wondering where some extra Iziricors went for SosijLord. Now we know he can step to these Vassals. In fact, he should. A rare little glimmer of hope, potentially, for our top team. But he scoops them up instead, and they just die. Not going to end up being the best move. Now here comes the big Robo army that HitEmUp has made. And this counterpunch can be deadly. There are a couple of Phalanxes over here. Adding more of them. He's definitely going to be insulated versus a counterattack if it comes through the way of the ramp. Again, HitEmUp's salvation would lie in wrapping around the bottom and punching through the Shambler. Because right now, Shambler hasn't done too much. Like, he did just sabotage the natural. Very, very good move. But up until that point, Shambler hadn't done a ton, right? Instead, Shambler had mostly been investing in the future, while the rest of his teammates kind of carried him through those early game stages. The one Ovaleth over here. No! No, Raenarill, you're sabotaging your ally with the Cyclops. HitEmUp's like, what the hell? Now, he is going to go ahead and rally out here, but Shambler already relocated his Phalanxes. Idols from Mr. Art of Turtle are also going to assist here. That combined arms will be enough to cancel the attack from HitEmUp. Ovaleth is very, very wounded. Would die to a stiff breeze. Some watchful Zethicors, rather, occupying things over there. A couple of simulacrums do get split. 4-row gallery spotted by this wounded Ovaleth. Good comms from Grass as he takes double expansion. AOT grabbing a third. Idle Scribes. He'll see them eventually. He's actually added his own set of rogue galleries, but it doesn't look like he's leveraged them into anything. And Shambler taking a third base. So HitEmUp's army is still pretty solid. Like, he shouldn't die to any push. But if he doesn't get a lot of value from the rogue galleries, it's one of those things that hurts your ability to have any staying power here. Raenarill and SosijLord have taken the top right shared base between them, and Raenarill is going to go ahead, or SosijLord rather, is going to go ahead and take the natural. So he'll be up to an okay eco. Raenarill never fully recovered from that attack. And I guess you could say the same about SosijLord, actually. Right now, they need like another 5 minutes of delayed action with no losses to be able to compete. And at that point, the bottom team would just outstrip them, right? Need to hit him up. Well, that is a solid plan there from Grass Eater. We'll see if the rest of them also feel that way. As the mountain unison in the middle of the map has been destroyed, Grass Eater will open up a pathway into the enemy forces. Some static defense being warped in a little bit further advanced for the natural coverage, but he's already on 3 bases, right? SosijLord Zavaleth just providing some detection and overwatch. A couple of Kabbalists are going to slip the net here. Ejusa Brood War, thank you very much for the 16 homie raid. We're watching a 3v3 in Cosmonarchy right about now. Kabbalists just got scouted. They have that blink strike. SosijLord's Droleth scout getting caught pretty early on. Where are these Kabbalists going for? The alarm was sounded. An Anseal for detection as well. Plenty of advanced mech coming out here, but a Durandal gets caught by those Wardens, so Shambler being a little bit inopportune. And now the Kabbalists are going to go ahead and clear out some of Art of Turtle's economy. The combined army of the bottom team is very, very powerful, but can they step to the Charlatan-infused Robo army that HitEmUp has? I don't know. The Phalanxes are going to do a good number on some of these units. Oh, we've got the Hydras trying to be coming up over there, but SosijLord's got one Lakizalisk heroically preventing it, the Lurker equivalent. You could just defeat it, but Grass Eater doesn't know that, so this team might be bungling it a little bit here. All of the Kabbalists, they've even killed an Aquifer, dude. They are absolutely wrecking havoc back in their base. HitEmUp falls back, cedes control of the ramp. He's hoping his allies might be able to help him out, buy him a little time as the Hydras start to come in. But this is where coordination really matters. You're fighting with 3 players, but is it going to be enough? The Charlatans are cloning so much damage for HitEmUp as he heroically tries to 1 versus 3 this army. Shambler's Phalanx has been deployed. It should be enough to continue pushing HitEmUp back. Does he have enough behind this? Does he have any help behind this? Iziracors come in to slow down the reinforcements. They might secure a kill on a Durandal. Indeed, they do. Some Lakids from SosijLord. They're going to try to help out as well, but the Hydras are pushing in towards Raenarill's main base, and I think the early damage that they dealt is going to be enough, even depowering the rogue galleries there as the Hydras feast upon Raenarill's soon-to-be corpse. The Fulcrum's not able to come online fast enough to make any Phalanxes to assist, but you know, HitEmUp is still doing his best. He's going to go ahead and clear out the forces trying to heckle his Crucible. Oh no! Art of Turtle successfully killing that. Meanwhile, the Hydra's coming in all the way to the top right. They're killing some of the workers, but SosijLord responding quite well overall. His lake is continuing to be a problem for the bottom team. HitEmUp trying to hold on while Art of Turtle makes those very, very necessary witnesses. The Hydra snipe a Circuit. I don't think that's going to be enough. These units are on a move command. They need to attack, and they will overwhelm. Somehow, the top team is held, even though they've got enemies on their gates. Well, the Fulcrum will be remade, but that Palladium is probably going to burn down. The one Warden here, as the Hydras try to get a little bit of value, the Scribes will be pulled, Neblime style, see if they can make something happen, but our Leviathan is under duress right now. He needs to just pull those workers and send them to another base for the time being. He has resaturated, adding a ton of extra static defense structures, keeping his money as down as he can, putting out fire after fire, multiple Ardent Authorities. If he can survive long enough to actually get that up, then that would be something. What's the reaction from the rest of the team? AOT was hindered by losing that base. He's retaking it now. I guess the Kabbalists were cleaned up eventually. I'm not sure which base they ended up going to. Shambler adding insult to injury, trying to turn the screws, using his Phalanxes and his Cataphracts to range down those static defense structures. What's the reaction? Raenarill's Soul Goliath And the lake is from SosijLord. It's an impressive offering. We still don't have any detection. No, there is an Ovalith here from Grass Eater. Some Phalanxes from Raenarill to try to prevent the further push, but at this point, so much infrastructure has been lost. HitEmUp cannot field an army. He hardly has any production facilities, and the Lakizilisks have finally been neutered, courtesy of the detection. We got witnesses. We got an Ovalith. Plenty here to stop that attack from really being able to be rebuffed. Now, this depleted base, bereft of workers, is going to be overwhelmed. HitEmUp falling back. He'll see a vassal over here guarding it as he tries to take a desperation expansion. He's got hardly any units left. A single round of a Cantors is up. But is it going to be enough to deal with the Phalanxes? I think not. Now it comes down to target selection. HitEmUp has no real opportunity to do anything other than delay. Maybe the rest of his team can get some kind of army up, acting as a little bit of the noob shepherd, but he has been outdone and outgunned, I think. Those Phalanxes are deploying in a rough spot here, actually, for the Shambler. He's going to end up losing a lot of HP on them, but 3 of them endure, and at this point, they are all the way up, and the Cataphracts are going to help seal the deal. Do we have another round? It's just a Cantors coming. Maybe it'll be enough. Again, the Hydras from SosijLord, the Vultures as well. Desperation from Raenarill. Just needs to get anything down. Trying to put the mines down to lock them down, but that's not going to be happening. The workers are now being heckled. There's so many of them in this base. They haven't been able to be transferred out. The SimCity blocking the Cantors from moving forward to help, as the walkers from the Shambler are more than enough to deal with everything that HitEmUp can throw at him. Static defense, who cares? I'm coming at you from a different angle. At least this Nexus has finished, and nobody's heckled it just yet. That would be the final nail in the coffin, but I think it's just a matter of time. HitEmUp, no GG. And that leaves SosijLord and Raenarill all in a very alone state. Hey, he took the liberty of setting this Nexus up, and when you're defeated, your units go to neutral, and then your allies or your enemies could use them. So would be pretty funny if we see Shambler send a bunch of Masons down there and start harvesting. But GG is exchanged. Raenarill is going to call it. Looks like SosijLord and Raenarill were not able to take advantage of it. There will be one final move from our Zerg player, just to use some of his epic units. You know, he's got the Gorgorcores out. They deal splash damage. Flying Ultralisks, affectionately titled. But it's not going to be enough versus the Cataphracts. Dude, some of these Cataphracts have a ridiculous number of kills as well. It's like hundreds of kills, like at least over, 150 kills or something like that. GG, well played. And that's the end of our 3v3. I'm glad we got a little bit of action on this map. So that was pretty cool.